Glad you're with us here on Bloomberg TV and radio as we add the voice of Democratic Congressman Brad Sherman of California. He is on Capitol Hill and joins us now live on Bloomberg. Congressman, it's good to see you. Before we get into some of the politics at play today, I just would like to start by asking you, with your district in California as part of the Los Angeles area, if your family are well, if you have any news on the containment of the wildfires, because we're going to start talking about a funding mechanism next. What's happening on the ground now?
Well, the Palisades fire is virtually entirely in my district. So many people have lost their homes. So many people don't have insurance or have very little insurance. My personal family is fine, but as to the fires, they're mostly contained, and even the portion of the line where it's not officially contained hasn't grown in the last 3 days. So I'm confident that we can put this fire out, even though the winds are going to be gusting later today. What really was a gut punch, though, was listening to the president's inaugural speech, where he says, the Los Angeles, we are watching the fires tragically burn from weeks ago. And then he says, without even a token defense. I was with so many firefighters. This is not a token defense. This is an incredible defense. These guys are brave. They're working 12 and 24-hour shifts. And for the president to use his inauguration to say it isn't even a token defense is just a stab in the guts of every one of the people that we rely on. It's simply outrageous.
Well, Congressman, as they do that work, fighting these blazes, even once they're contained entirely, there is going to be the question of rebuilding and recovery. Are you confident that that aid can come through, get through both the House and the Senate in Republican control without conditions?
Frankly, I'm not. But frankly, I think that Donald Trump's visit on Friday will be important. I think if he advocates for the aid, I think it will get through Congress. We have never conditioned aid, but this has been an enormously expensive event. So many people don't have insurance, and we're going to need the help of Congress. Now, FEMA has enough money to do everything it's supposed to do for the next several months. So this isn't something like it's do or die in February, but we're going to need a major appropriation for the programs that will allow people to rebuild.
It sounds like
and I'll point out
that
that is the same kind of aid that we provided for Hawaii, for Louisiana, in other disasters as well.
Well, he made some references to North Carolina when he was speaking to the overflow crowd as well, suggesting that FEMA was unable to bring relief to that area. Congressman, Donald Trump saying and doing a lot today. 200 or so executive orders, we understand. He focused on the border quite a bit in his remarks earlier. Of course, you represent a border state. And I wonder if you can tell us what's coming next, what you know about mass deportations and whether they may start in a place like California.
Look, we've got to get the border under control. That's what people voted for. What they didn't vote for is to come into my district and find people who have lived in the San Fernando Valley for 10, 20, 30 years, who have children, sometimes grandchildren, who are born American citizens, and to yank them out of their homes or even make them afraid that that's what might happen. Law-abiding, long-term residents of California need to be out from under this tremendous fear.
Well, we know that in addition to executive orders, Congressman, Donald Trump would like to see the issues of the border and immigration, as well as energy and tax policy, addressed through the budget reconciliation process. He was joking with the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, in Emancipation Hall about just how narrow the Republican majority is, with only really a vote that can afford to be lost. Will Democrats provide a single vote to any of that agenda?
There are parts of Trump's rhetoric that we can endorse. We certainly want to keep the government open. We know that Trump does not want to dishonor our debt by not dealing with the debt limit. So there are certain elements of keeping the federal government going that I think we can all unite behind. I think the country's going to learn an awful lot about the very technical issues involved in reconciliation, because only things in one of the two reconciliation bills can get through the Senate without Democratic support.
All right, Democratic Congressman Brad Sherman of California, thank you so much for your time today, sir. We appreciate it.